Okay. I got the notification that Lactose was live. So
Is that from?
we live.
All right. Oh, we are.
Let's see. Just waiting for the homies to come through. And the lights and the camera and the action. What's up? What's up? Nobody said anything. I just do that because I see we have 3 views. What's up, good people?
You do a Facebook and YouTube?
Yeah, I did all the above. We are live. I don't know. We've never done live on our Facebook, have we?
Well, I was supposed to say we might be friends. We gotta figure out that new format that transferred over.
The clickbait has to stop. Why you mad, Fifi?
No, that's real though, Fifi.
That is
100% real.
What's up?
Yeah, look it up. Look it up, Fifi. That's what this episode is gonna be about, though. What up, girl? What up? Just spoke with Fifi today. Yeah.
Doing great around here. Had brunch with a homie today. I'm over in the studio. Feels like a good day.
Yeah, I'm not the homie, by the way.
You're not.
She has other friends that's more important than I.
I do.
This is but with that being said, for the clickbait, do you want to be informative on that information, young Twillz? That's a true thing.
That's an actual statement.
You can go talk to her while I look it up.
That's an actual statement. I got a list today. I was looking at random ass combos. No, facts. But that is true. There is a pill that you can purchase to make your poops smell like chocolate.
Yes.
And I think that's not a bad idea if you consistently have bad smelling poops.
But then you associate chocolate with poop. And it's the same color.
Ew, don't do that. But it's kind of like, no, because, if you go in the bathroom, you might use a match or a poopery or something like that. Do you associate matches with? But
check this out. But if someone leaves out of the bathroom like, that smells like chocolate in here. I like they like it ain't what you think it is though. It's like, what? It's a pill that provides antibiotics.
Why would you say that leaving the bathroom?
It ain't what I think it is.
Oh
it
my
is.
Gosh.
It is a so. Let me look it up. Finally, there's a pill that makes your fart smells like chocolate. I know you like to think your don't stink, but it probably does. And it's finally time for somebody to do something about it. A 65-year-old French man. I'm not reading all this. But it's a $12.50 bottle of 60 capsules that will pretty much coat your poop to make your bowels smell like chips of the chocolate.
But I wonder if it just kind of is there a degree of this is only if you kind of been eating right and sometimes, or is it the stinkiest of the stink can also?
I'm sure
there's levels to this.
I'm sure your body being there battling, trying to cover that up, asking for reinforcement from the T cells. So we need some help down here. He been eating junk. Anywho,
because I feel like not all you ever go in the bathroom after someone or yourself and you go in and you try to use the air freshener and it don't quite.
It just kind of just
mask it and it melts in and it's not that.
It's nothing like Febreze hybrid poop smell. It's like I see what you tried to cover. I smell it though. I smell that. You tried it, but I smell
it.
Mm-hmm.
I smell it.
Yeah, it's like an undertone. It's like an aftertaste.
Oh, okay. Are we recording here?
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
No, we're not.
Oh.
No, we're not. I am recording.
I just need to know how to jump in. If I was what I was doing here.
Same OG.
Okay, first of all, well, let me do the screening. Then we're gonna get to that.
Yo. What up?
What up? Welcome back to another episode of Rack with Twillz and Lack.
Unfortunately, her co-host did not show up again today. Unfortunately, so I had to stop work to humble myself and to fill in for her coworker who was not here. I apologize to Twillz fans. I am here again.
I feel so like in this moment, Dion, I feel like, I don't know. I think you just put on a persona, really, just in this moment.
I don't want to be here.
We had a conversation today.
Okay.
Because you see, I didn't say random ass convos with Twilla and Dion. Mm-hmm. I said Rack with Twillz and Lack.
Because I kind of feel like you putting a strong arm on me to say, hurry up, let's make this happen. I didn't.
No. Okay. Dion, I feel again, this is like a fake persona. Like you get really Hollywood when we get an audience.
Yes.
And like conversations that we had. You called me at 7:00 this morning, excited to shoot.
Okay.
And you were like, what about Rack with Twillz and Lack?
Nope, never said that. I kind of feel like you are, you had a dream, a nightmare, if you will. I haven't spoken to you until we got here. I don't know what's happening.
Wow.
First of all, why you sound so far away from the mic? I kind of feel like you're purposely trying to dilute the dialogue. I like that alliteration. But anywho, thank you for having me again.
I want you to be real for the people, Dion.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
This was your idea.
I wasn't supposed to be here.
You were like, I'm gonna create a new intro and everything.
You never said that.
He was hyped.
Never was hyped.
Trust me, he was hyped.
I just woke up 20 minutes ago.
You're so fake.
Just woke up. I was here to work.
You said you were working.
I was working.
Uh-huh.
I was working 20 minutes ago. You said, Dion, we got to do this.
Uh-huh.
I got a great idea. We got to advertise in space. I said, absolutely. Let's do it. Let's do it for advertising in space. Uh-huh. She bragging about her outfit. She was excited about what she had on today. She, you know what I'm saying? She got the makeup on. And I think she's really excited about her look versus the actual shooting of the
I feel like that was a low-key compliment, though. So thank you.
No.
Because I said none of this, but you came through.
Strike a match. Twillz is funny. Twillz, I need to move to LA so you can have a dependent co-host.
Yes,
absolutely.
You do. Please.
Thank you for the love of Twillz.
Save me. Help me.
She tried to make it she tried to strong arm me to be a part of the co-host. She's gonna say, welcome back with Rack with Twillz and Lack. Nah, don't try to add my name on this.
I just want a real friend.
No.
I want a friend who's down.
You should call it The Real with So-and-so and Twillz. Don't put me in here. Don't make me the punchline of this podcast.
Speaking of punchlines, because you want to go there.
What's up?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday. You were there.
I was there.
You was there.
I was there.
Dion joined me in the gym yesterday. And we were working out at 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. And I just heard somebody, ow! Dion, would you like to explain what happened?
I was stretching. That's it. For the muscle. That's it.
You were lying.
That's it. I was stretching.
Dion injured himself.
Injured.
Huh?
Injured?
Yes.
I was attacked.
Please tell us about this attack.
I was attacked by a medicine ball. If you guys are familiar with how medicine balls work, they're usually plastic or leather, and they're super heavy and they don't bounce. I thought it was a good idea to knock out some medicine balls and slam them on the ground to get my back, my abs, nice little squat on 30-pound medicine ball to slam on the ground. Turned out it was rubber and it bounced. I immediately got uppercut by the ball. I bit my lip, my nose was bleeding, my sinuses. I think I ruptured my deviated septum. I coughed, I hiccuped and burped all at the same time. I was attacked.
He was so shell-shocked.
My glasses,
Like, yes,
my glasses shifted.
I turn around and I just see his eyes this huge, like stunned. Stunned.
Not the best, man.
It
was not great. I was
nervous for you.
I was attacked. I was trying to figure out what the brand of the medicine ball was so I can call and report, hey, you should say don't bounce. Because immediately as I threw it on the ground, it ricocheted off of the rubber ground and uppercutted me in the nostrils. My nose should be resembling Owen Wilson's right now. But because I recoiled back enough, it just nipped my nose.
You recoiled, meaning your neck snapped immediately back because at the force of the ball.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Okay.
That had that been a glass ball, you would have been in trouble.
Talk about it. What are you talking about?
Glass balls actually bounce back higher than metal balls.
How do you know this?
I saw this. But so of course it's like,
why?
Because there's science to it. So
no,
listen. So like a rubber ball, like when it bounces, it absorbs, like it kind of flattens to conform and it's absorb that energy from the surface that it's hitting. And then so there's less energy used to recoil back, where something like a metal ball or steel ball holds its shape. It doesn't have to like.
You're talking about a sphere that's full of
ball. You're
talking about a sphere that is full, right? Not a glass.
But it's like, of course, it depends on the surface, and you probably should not try that on this concrete floor, and you probably shouldn't do it from a super high height. Like you might want to be right here.
No, everything you're saying is tall tales.
I looked it up.
Are you talking about a solid ball? You ain't talking about like a glass. It just had to be shaped as a ball, right?
Yeah, like a sphere, a ball,
right?
Like a
solid, like a cue ball, like
it don't
heavy.
have to be solid.
It has to be, because if it's like a glass, you slam on the
ground.
That's
why I said it depends on what surface that you're on before, so it doesn't break. Of course, you don't want. That's why I said if you're closer to, like it's probably like in measuring in millimeters, like millimeters. How high is actually centimeters?
I agree with you. If it's like a pool ball, because that's essentially like a marble glass. That's what it is. So if I bounce an 8 ball, it's going to bounce high because it's
look it up. It's science.
Okay.
It's science. Yes, but it's going to bounce high, like you're saying.
I get it.
Higher than the rubber ball.
Right. I get it.
A glass ball, steel ball, any other thing that doesn't have to conform its shape.
What? No, it better not be hollow, because if it's hollow, it's going to break. Like if
on the surface.
If I had
your mind around it?
Because if I had a glass like this and I shaped it into and is empty inside, and if I slam it on the ground, it's going to break. It has to be solid.
There are surfaces that you can slam stuff on that is not going to break.
Give me an idea of
cotton.
You got control.
That's a surface that is solid. You asked the question. If it's bounced on rubber, yep, that's a good surface.
It's not.
Or what's like the little mats, like gymnastics mats?
So if it's the same as an egg, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is hollow inside. So
it's also a different shape. It's a sphere. Like a egg is not a sphere. It's egg. Like that.
So you trying to tell me if an egg was shaped like a circle?
It might bounce. Have a little bounce to its ounce.
Here's a fun fact that a lot of people don't know about eggs. If you take an egg and you try to break it in your hand, it will not break. Make sure it's not already cracked though.
That's a lie.
I'm 100%. We can test it out when we get some eggs. It can't be cracked if it's already cracked.
We're going on IG Live with this. I want to see that.
Yeah, you can do it all you want to, but it won't break. But you gotta look for cracks. You gotta look all around for cracks. It will not break.
Have you tried this?
I've tried it.
Live.
I did it for football senior year, and my coach went around and said, "I'm going to give anybody $20 if they can break this egg." And we were all trying. We was like, "Yo!" Kept passing around.
What if I do like this? 2 fingers. Is it just Oh, we're doing this. We're going to go live later and test this theory.
Let's do it.
I don't believe you.
Let's do it. Yeah.
What's going on with you, Dion? How's life?
I'm good. We are on set of our second podcast. I'm really excited about this one. It is this is a sneak preview of our set. This is not done yet, but this is the set. It has the blue couch, of course, the one we're on. We have 2 seats adjacent to us, which will be the third and fourth people that can be a part of the podcast. Can't really see the background, but the wood that you see back there will fill up the entire wall back here.
We got a nice little rug. You can see the table if you are watching the recording.
Yeah.
You see the nice little table with the plants, the accoutrement.
Yeah.
There's nice
it's
little.
It's called a jaman.
I said accoutrement.
That's accoutrement? What's accoutrement? That's a big word I ain't heard of. What's that?
Accoutrement, like accessories.
I've never heard accoutrement.
Accoutrement.
Is the A a part of the accoutrement? Accoutrement. Not accoutrement. A as in I'm pointing out.
You put it up.
Accoutrement.
The console and call it. You're like, that's accoutrement?
That's accoutrement? I never had accoutrement. When they get those?
Jesus.
So is A a part of accoutrement?
Yes, it's one word. Accoutrement.
So you can't say A accoutrement?
Nah, you don't say A.
So I can't say it's not A-N?
And accoutrement?
And accoutrement?
I feel like because it's usually like plural.
I never heard of accoutrement before.
Now I have to.
That sounds like a freak. That sounds like a parent that's a freak. Oh, that's accoutrement.
Accoutrement.
I've never heard of accoutrement.
Additional items of dress or equipment or other items carried.
This girl be bringing out the vocabulary on your boy. Have you ever heard of accoutrement? That sound like a
accoutrement.
That sound like a Pokemon. That sound like you better catch the accoutrement.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I'm ignorant to words. Man. Fifi, you ever heard of accoutrement before? That sound like a freak. Hey, your mom, not only she's a cougar, she's a accoutrement.
Can't stand you. Anyways, we talking about this set.
Yeah.
With the accoutrement. And like Dion said, it's not complete. It's supposed to be complete soon. We'll have the walls, we'll have the photos, you'll see it. But I do really like this set. This makes me feel like a talk show host.
Yeah. It does. It's very relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to get there.
Yeah.
These will not be the mics. It will have other mics.
Yeah, we'll have
these
others.
are our mics, but we're going to have a little bit more studio mic-ish corners. But yeah, I'm super, super excited about the upcoming podcast set. Here comes a burp.
It wasn't a fart. Did you know?
What's up?
That people on average pass gas 14 times a day. And when it leaves your body, it leaves at 7 miles per hour.
Why do you know this information?
Again, it's random information that I read. I tend to retain stuff.
People fart 14 times a day, an average. But we just can't feel it.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it now.
You probably are. Because I think the average for Dion is like 32.
Okay.
32 times a day.
So what are you saying? As in, like, it slides out?
They pass gas. Like can either just like, poof, but when you at like 7 miles per hour, it's like a little poof.
7 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So like that.
Yeah. But
pun intended.
A cough on average is 60 miles per hour. And a sneeze can be up to 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
On average. Sense. You ever try to stifle a sneeze?
Yeah. And you blow your ears out?
Ears and eyeballs and everything else, and it hits the roof of your mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It's funny that somebody measured that.
Yeah.
You ready? It's coming. It's coming. Hold on. It's coming. Get the speedometer. Get the speedometer. Here it goes.
And they're just throwing pepper up in your nose. Like they're in the test lab. Like, all right, now we're about to send some pepper out.
It's coming. Get the speedometer. I love on cartoons when they about to sneeze, they put the thumb up under this.
That doesn't work. I tried it as a kid.
Yeah. That does not work. And stopping bullets does not work either. You can't put your finger in a bullet like Daffy Duck and Elmer Fudd.
You tried it?
I did.
I
did.
Claws of Glass. Mr. Wizard did that egg experiment back in the day. No, first of all,
boom.
Who is Mr. Wizard?
Hey man, he sounds important. Thank you. Claw. Is it claw?
Yeah.
Claw of Glass.
Claw
Thank
of
you.
Glass. I'm just gonna test it because I don't believe it. Accoutrement is spelled 1 second. Accoutrement. I got you, sis.
She has nothing.
ACCOUTREMENT.
Why does the spelling of accoutrement sound like you about to it's a sentence? Watch it. ACC. Oh, you
Go ahead, finish it.
ACC. Oh, UTRE.
Okay. You tried it.
I tried it. It sounded like the beginning of a sentence. I appreciate your encouragement.
ACC? That's
oh, UTRE. Are you
special, dude? You're special. Can I get something off my chest?
Go for it.
All right. I ain't done my sweet teas and sasses in years, right?
Sense, man. That makes sense.
But like, I feel like lately I've been watching, listening to news, and feeling like this whole thing kind of feels like a dystopian novel, or a movie, like the stuff that comes out the movie, like water is running brown, and this place is on fire, and we have wars happening here. And then we're just gonna drop off these migrants into like a random yard. It's like stuff is just happening, and I'm looking and listening to news like, what is this even? Like it feels like plots for movies, and like people are like even more evil than before. And even like local news, like you're hearing now, like robbing and murders, and I'm like, man, I really live in Gotham. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like
it's exhausting.
It's exhausting. And then I get mad. I haven't had emotions, I think, going through that period of like COVID, where like news was just like nobody knew anything, and the news and the information was always changing. And then there was Trump and all his people. And then I think right around the insurrection, I stopped. Like I had to like unplug from like what was happening, because it was just too much. Too much.
Yeah.
But then like there's been like a story that really, really, really boils my blood is the one that happened recently with the migrants being basically human trafficked, bused to like areas that they didn't know, like going to Martha's Vineyard or in DC to the vice president's home. And then like the people that revel in this, like, we did that.
Right.
We did that.
And what's the plan?
So I don't.
You think they want to prove a point?
Definitely, they're trying to prove a point. They're saying that people aren't taking like the border crisis seriously, and this has been like Texas Governor Abbott, whatever his name is, and then presidential governor for Florida, Ron DeSantis, who's looking at a presidential run. And so they're doing like these big grand gestures to make a point, but it's also to like rile up a base of people. Like these huge actions and stuff that's ridiculous gets cheers from people in the comment section who have like completely taken control of a particular party. Right. So this is just like something that people are doing, but it's at the expense. It's theater at the expense of these individuals who are actually like.
Where do they come from? They came from Texas, right?
Right. So So from Texas, you have like Venezuelan immigrants that were kind of like, well, straight up saying, hey, we're going to take you to a place of sanctuary where you're going to have food and home and all this stuff. Who wants to get on the bus and go? And given like this horrible little like fake map of this is where you're going and everything. You're gonna have English lessons and this is gonna be great. So you get these people there under false pretense. You don't tell anybody that these people are coming because you're trying to make a point. And you're also forcing these people to, it's been stated that a lot of these people, like you have to fill out these forms to say like you're a migrant, you're here in the US, you have to report to Homeland Security at this location. So they're like giving them like these addresses at different homeless shelters throughout the country, like random homeless shelters, and then saying you got to report to this agency near this address that we just gave you, which could be across the country on Monday. Right. And so now you're putting people's status in jeopardy. You're making them now who are actually trying to abide by the rules go through like hoops to actually do what they need to do. And you have these people going on TV and being like, and I proved this point. Right. And now these people are in jeopardy and they're leaving. People don't come to America just to be like, you know what, it's a good idea. I'm gonna come to America. I heard it's easy there. It's like you're really fleeing some issues. Like,
how do you collect these people? How do you like they see them and hey, gather around, guys?
So at the border, like there are like ways to get in, and if you're trying to come, there's I can't think of the actual word of it, but there's a center that you come in and you're saying, hi, I'm a migrant. I'm trying to get in the US, and there's paperwork and there's procedures, and there's so many people that are just like in these towns. They might be like, because there is an actual issue of like an influx or like lack of procedures at the borders or lack of resources, that there are just a lot of people waiting to get in. And sometimes it's been reported like months trying to get into the country. So just hanging around. So that's like what these states that's on the border, things that they're like trying to fix, and like they have legitimate concerns about what do we do? How do we handle this? And so they actually just go to where these people are at these centers and say, hey, we have a solution. We're going to send you to Martha's Vineyard, or we're going to send you to a sanctuary town and you're going to be taken care of.
So from Texas to Martha's Vineyard, how long did that take?
Bruh, depends on what part of Texas. First of all, it can take you 12 hours to get through Texas.
So I'm assuming
on bus.
Yeah, I'm assuming, which is crazy. Is they feed them?
I would hope so.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like that's a long bus ride to be like, here you go.
Yeah.
We gave you nothing.
Yeah.
So somebody had an evil plot to be like, listen, I'm gonna give you $100,000 to pick up as many immigrants. Is it immigrants or migrants?
Migrants.
What's the difference?
Well, you're an immigrant in this country. Yeah. You can be.
So what's the difference between immigrant and migrant?
One, you're coming into the country. One is just traveling from one place to another.
Okay.
That's the etymology breakdown.
Okay. So you got to be a crazy, just like deceptive person to be like, hey, this is the money I'm going to fund, buy some, get some buses, pay for the driver, get some food, to give them this false, narrative that they're going to be taken care of. Why so far away? Why can't we just stay in Texas? We're going to take you to the best place, in the United States, Martha's Vineyard. And it's like, that's mad. Like to be like smart, I can't say smart, but to be like we want to give it to we're going to send it to the vice president, which is crazy. You could have just shipped them to like Houston or Dallas, like in the same state.
Well, that's the thing. So their point was, our state is having to deal with the burden of this. We're going to take it to these people these states or these cities that claim to be sanctuary cities that don't have to deal with this in the number that we have to deal with it, and make it their problem.
You know they're going to get caught, right? They know they're going to get caught because they're going to be like, driver, who did this? Who sent you this?
Well,
I was just
They know who did it. Like, people are taking like
full
responsibility. They're going on Fox News and being like, we did that. But so the big issue, other than this just being cruel and you're playing with people's lives, the huge issue is like, you did all of this under false pretense. That is kidnapping. Like, you did this. Had you said, hey, we don't have space for you here in Texas, I know a place that does. If you're willing to go with us, we'll figure it out. But they were like, nope, you're going to do this. And then you made it purposely difficult for these people to do the right thing. Like, by saying, you got to report to this place by Monday. Like, how are you going to get to Washington State? Right. How are you going to get to Oregon? How are you going to get all the way back to Florida in this time if you don't have the resources to report, because you created these fake addresses? Wow. These people were being cruel. And like, I'm a child of an immigrant. I would say that all the time. And I have family and cousins and people who, like, people don't just want to pick up and leave home. There's actual civil wars happening. People's life is in danger. And we put ourselves out there as this country that, hey, welcome to all. We open our arms to all. And then, like, you choose which immigrants, our country chooses which people we want to come in the country. But these people are really having a hard time. Like, if you hear these people's stories, they walked several countries, so across 7 countries to get here, like, and then to be treated like that. So it's just like,
mad disrespectful.
Yeah,
mad disrespectful. Yeah, I want to know the crime is kidnapping, and what else?
I don't know I feel like you're falsifying records and different things like that based on,
and it's endangering the vice president.
Yeah, so there was 2 dumps of people. Okay. Martha's Vineyard is one place, and the other one was the president's home, vice president's yard. Yeah, and that's another situation. And you just, like, when I say it's like political play, people who feel like immigration is a huge issue to our country are going to be like, well, Ron DeSantis made a point. He got my vote. That was big. And that's somebody was like, let's take some Trump level stuff and make it bigger. That's what he did. And that's going to rally up a base. It was a great political move, but it was cruel. That was so cruel. Right. And that's just what bothered that. Like, when I think about it, I get. But
it's also one of those things of like, if this person, Rhonda, is from Texas, right? Or Florida?
Ron? The governor, DeSantis.
Who's in Florida? Who's in Texas?
Abbott. What's his name?
So if he's like, you guys don't know what we're going through down here. If this is his problem, he's like, I want y'all to see what it's like to be in my state. So I'm going to send them to you because it's not going to be out of sight, out of mind. It ain't going to be no hearsay. I want to show it to your face. Because a lot of times, when people are experiencing problems or chaos, you won't get sympathy until people actually see it, until it becomes bigger, news, media. So like, I'm almost certain somebody right now is suffering from some sort of cancer, some sort of, testicular breast cancer. That's like, hey man, we need more help. We need more funding. But if it's not big enough, it's not a celebrity not attached to it. It's like no one really cares until it actually hits home. So I see out there they trying to like, hey man, we got to hit the news so you can see. I'm not trying to be the devil's advocate, but I'm trying to think like, why would you do this?
That's what I'm saying. Like I understand that move. That. Yeah. I understand that move, but you didn't have to be.
Yeah, it's very cruel.
Yeah, you didn't have to do it under false. If you wanted to make a point, maybe more so like, hey, we're taking you to a place because, like you've been waiting here for a long time. We're going to take you to a place where it's a sanctuary city, and sanctuary cities are real. So it's like these people claim that you'll be safe here. We don't have the resources. It really is
real. Where?
What do you mean? Like
you said sanctuary cities.
So sanctuary cities and sanctuary states are places where it's like, we know what the federal law is across, but you can come here and we're not going to prosecute, or we're not, and we'll try to help you. That's the idea.
So if it's real and it's not legal, how's that illegal now?
Wait, what? What's your question? What's not illegal?
You said there are sanctuary cities and states.
I said they did it under false pretense, though. I'm saying if they had done it without being cruel, like lying to the migrants themselves, if they didn't lie to the migrants, if they didn't falsify paperwork, in this process, then maybe you would have done something great. But they were just trying to make a point. They're trying to make their point. They didn't give a damn about where these people went and what happened to them afterwards. Like, so it's just like all for the sake of making a point.
What if you know how powerful media is? We haven't experienced this ourselves, but we're just watching it from a narrative from the media. We don't have anybody head on that has this information, that has told us like, I lived it. This is it. I'm gonna give you a great example. Do you remember when it was like some Native Americans that were doing like a ha la da da ha la la? They were doing like a thing in front of they were doing like a little chant in front of like a building, and then this little white boy kind of stood in front of him and just kind of like, it makes like he was intimidating them. So I remember the media made this white boy feel like, what you gonna do? I'm gonna stand right in front of you. And that was the narrative for a long time. Through like a few months of watch the entire tape, watch the whole film. Do you remember this? I don't know what happened, but then the whole narrative got flipped, where he was just like, I was a fan of it. I got pushed in front of it. Like I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
But my friend was tickling me. So I had this little grin on me because he's like, go closer. He's like, dude, stop. He's like kiss him. Like, stop. So he's kind of like doing like something like that, where this person got so depressed because everybody was chewing him out. He lost his job. He lost this. He's like, dude, I was there to enjoy it. And then he ended up suing the media because he's like, dude, my life has.
Right. So we're in this place in this country, and I don't care what side of the fence you fall on with like politics, that media has become a farce. Like you can't necessarily rely. You have to check your news sources all the time. Like, because now it's a time anybody can be a journalist. Like anybody can put news out there. Back in the day, it was like, you have to do certain things and you have to fact check, and you have to have a primary source and a secondary source, and you got to fact check them. And before you put anything out, that's what people call real journalism. Now people kind of put out gossip columns, like he said, she said, and it's a rush to get ahead of the next news, the big news drop. So people are so anxious to be ahead of stuff.
People love headlines.
They love headlines. So now like things are slipping by the wayside and it's not important. So it's like, like when a site like TMZ can be the first to report actual things, or in the Trump era where people use the National Enquirer to drop like political information, like it's just certain, it's not the same. Like journalism is not the same, or anybody can have a YouTube channel and sit here and say, I'm the news, my resources say, and nobody has to verify it. It's kind of scary because when you think about democracy, this experiment called democracy here in America, for whoever it serves, has always been reliant on media, because media is how news is how people learn things. News is how people get informed, and it's how people were supposed to form their own opinions about what's happening in government and then vote accordingly based on that. But now it's so like you can pretty much, from like the rise of the internet, start to study like how
no one cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining.
Yeah, and then because you'll see stuff. There's a couple of like papers that started off as actual trying to be papers for the conservative opinion, but how like, you know, they would bring things to attention, but they realized when they start putting out more like extreme information, that's what got more comments.
Right.
And so the idea was like, well, we'll put some of this and bring them to the page to read the other stuff. But nobody's really reading that. They want more of that stuff. So then these papers started embracing the more extreme information. And on the conservative side, those people who were embracing the extreme information kind of gave this idea to politicians and people who work on campaigns, this whole thought of saying like, hey, let's just let's give the people what they want. Oh, that's what the people in the comment section want. That's what's the issue to them. Yeah. Well, we're going to use that as our platform to run and things like that. So
I mean, let's be honest though. Let's be honest. If the news is a business, and you're getting viewership from controversy and, you know, hot topics, lies, scandal, problematic, you know, any sort of, you get more viewership, you get more sponsorship, you get more money. Facts is not that great.
People don't care. I'm sure I bored half the people with that thing I just dropped right now. Like, and like, CNN got on my nerves for a long time. I know, like, I'll talk about certain, like, people will talk about Fox. CNN is guilty. MSNBC is guilty. Like, CNN was the people, like, everything on CNN was like special report or headlines now. Like, it was just like, it was really like, everything does not have to be that wired. Like, it's not that deep, or just hearing like anything too extreme. Just give people news and let them form their own opinions.
Let's be honest. Yeah. We know how powerful TD Jakes is.
Yeah.
If TD Jakes said, I'm gonna preach to you every single day for 4 hours, you'd be like, every day? You'd be like, yes, you need it. You'd be like, you're right, I do need it. But you'd be like, God, I would love to watch this Love and Hip Hop. Just like a smidgen of it. Let me just get a little bit of let me get a smidgen of, like, I know it's toxic, I know it's crazy, but it's like every single day I know how powerful it is. Thank you, Joel Osteen. Like, I gotta hear this good news every day. Every day. Can I have a little bit of cooking shows of pineapple upside down cakes or something?
But 24-hour news things, that hasn't been life always. Like, that happened later, I'm gonna say like 80s, 90s, where they started doing like the 24-hour news cycle for clickbait, for you know, like for sponsorship, and you know, it changed. It's really interesting if you look at the history, y'all.
A lot of things is opinions are not facts.
Yeah,
that is huge.
100. You learned that in elementary school, but that went out the door.
Yeah, man. This society right now need to understand that opinions are not facts. Yes, that's how you feel. That's your opinion, but you can't just be like, this is the reality of my environment. This is who I am. This is what I do. But it's like, but it's 100% not facts. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Yeah,
because that could be anything. If I'm telling you, this is this, I'm like, that's your opinion. That is not that.
Yeah.
That's how you feel.
Sensationalism is the word I've been looking for, Fifi. Yes.
Ooh,
there's a lot of sensationalism and there's a lot of clickbait. Like, you look at Facebook and everything is a clickbait. Yeah, we use clickbait. Y'all are watching. Y'all on right now?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why your face covered up over there on the mic?
I was making a face at you. Anyway, But yeah, thanks for letting me get that off my chest.
No, you need that.
I need to vent. I really need to vent these things.
I get it, man. This is how we people get paid.
Yeah.
I mean, I thank God for allowing us to have free will. We can turn off, make our own decisions.
Yeah.
But a lot of media, speaking of narratives, most Black people have seen the controversy of Black Little Mermaid.
Ooh.
And it's been funny because a lot of people have been retaliating on, well, how about we take some of y'all films and then make them white? It's been funny. I definitely reposted a lot of those. It's been hysterical. On the flip side, I posted on my Facebook. One of my white friends said, "I've never heard of this narrative. What white people are you talking about?" And I was like, "Wow, we live in two different Americas."
Mm-hmm.
And then she was just like, "I don't think all white people has done this." I said, "Please, sweetheart, could you Google keep Ariel white or something like that?" It's a Facebook group, a secret Facebook group, and he's signing a petition and everything. It's just so crazy that we live in two different Americas.
Yeah.
We see the crazy things that white people do, but they don't see it. They like a lot of white people, even on my Instagram, the Street People of LA. It's very entertaining, but at the same time, they only highlight Black people that do crimes in Los Angeles. It's bothering, but at the same time, for me, I'm like, wow, this is around the corner for me. This is in my neighborhood. This just happened,
and that's what they want. That's what they want. And so, like, going back to the idea of media, anybody with a cell phone can create news and create these type of dialogue or shape how you feel. We saw this in the last election. So pretty much, you have a person. Because I went through that page and I'm like, oh, this person definitely has an agenda. It's like first of all, because there's homelessness in LA, that's the street people that they're referring to, and then they're showing like how that creates more crime, and so they purposely going to put it up there, and then they don't want, and it's going to show certain people in certain lights and continue to perpetuate a narrative, and ultimately, we're about to vote for a new mayor. That's going to influence how people think about and approach certain things based on those topics. We see that happen. We saw that when there was the idea of fake news and was it all the articles that were going on Facebook and all this clickbait that was not real news, but they actually put it up and sold it as news, and that got people riled up in certain ways. That's the same thing that's happening with that account. So
shout out to Instagram and TikTok, because they've been pointing out things that has been false news. I have reposted something being silly, as in this is a lie. I literally put that in the caption, whatever, this is trash or a lie. And then the fact that the video and the algorithms of it said, hey, this video has been reported false content. Please, check on the status of it. Oh, look at y'all. Okay, somebody reported this.
Yeah, that's big because I think this past week there was all these different sites reporting on what was it called? The purge law. It was Illinois passes purge law. I don't know if you've seen this, but it was I think it was on DL Hughley's page. I think it was on the Shade Room.
What's the purge law?
So what people are calling the purge law is actually not a purge law at all. It's a law that's doing away with the cash bail system. So Illinois is moving to a cashless bail system. And why that's important is that it's doing away with the idea of people who can't afford bail, who aren't flight risk, or people who haven't, who are in there for misdemeanor minor crimes, is allowing them the opportunity to go home before their trial. Why that's important is because we have these prisons like Rikers and the jail in Cook County, Illinois, where people who's been maybe accused of a crime but not charged with anything, who's awaiting trial, who's there for 2 months all the way up to like 8 years awaiting trial, like dying in these prisons and just cramming these prison systems. And it's basically punishing brown and black people and poor people for not having resources to get out of jail for crimes that might be minor or for something they didn't commit at all. And I think about Khalif Browder, right, in New York, who was falsely, well, he was arrested because they accused him of stealing a backpack. He never, we're to say he didn't steal the backpack, but because he couldn't afford bail, he got lost in the system, right? He had to go up to Rikers as his kid, got shipped up to Rikers. I think he did 4 years, but in that time, he would get in fights. He had, they put him in isolation and all this, acting out in prison. Like he would start adapting to whatever's happening in prison. Ultimately, got out of jail. A lot of people were fighting for him, got out of jail. But that time that he did in isolation really did a number on him, and he ended up ending his own life. So, like, that's an extreme example, but it's something that happens, and it's just ridiculous.
But you're not selling this. You're not selling this idea of me because you're saying cashless bail, so somebody can get arrested. So if I break into someone's car, I run, I get caught, I get arrested, and it's like, since we are waiting for trial, you get to go home.
Well, you just said that you ran.
Right.
So you evaded the police? You're a flight risk.
No, as in like I broke a window and stole a radio, and I ran in the apartment complex, I ran away. And then police, there's a guy over there with a red shirt right here that stole my car or stole my radio. And then the police go up there and they find me. And I was like,
well, if you're actually accused and there was witnesses, you'll more than likely still be in FDL wait.
So if it's like a hearsay, like, or, he say, she say sort of thing, like, domestic dispute, Your Honor, I did not, or not Your Honor, officer, she's lying, she's saying I hit her.
That's a violent crime though.
But if it's like he say, she say, it's like this isn't.
I think it's more so like drug use. You know how people get arrested for like drugs or having drugs on them or certain things like that.
So that is, you can go home for smoking crack in the alley or something like that?
I mean, you can't necessarily, I don't think you can just be, it depends on the judge, but there's like the reason.
What criminals are they getting, like, I can't say criminals because they're not.
Yeah, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
But if you're like in the act, you're red-handed, you caught red-handed, you're probably going to be in jail, like for doing it. So but if it's considered like a minor crime, like I feel like in states, especially like where marijuana is illegal, you don't need to be in jail for marijuana.
Chicago. You said it's only in Chicago.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know their state. No, it's only in Illinois.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know their rule when it comes to that.
So if I was caught red-handed stealing a Snickers, you know what I'm saying, that's minor, but it's also caught red-handed.
Have you ever done any priors? You got any priors? This is your first time stealing a Snickers? You're not going to be in jail spending that much tax money on. You might be on probation until then, but you're not going to be. No.
You're not going to put me in jail?
No.
A TV? Is that different?
I don't know. I think there is like the value of something that determines the difference in a misdemeanor and a felony. Yeah. But my whole point. I'm
just trying to see who are they letting go? I'm like, I'm with them now. Because if it's like, oh, they need to be in jail.
Like I said, if these people are not flight risk, if there's like no eyewitnesses, if it's a minor crime, there's people in there for like it's not going to be like, well, this person robbed me with the gun. That person's not on the street. You're not allowing criminals on the street. And the idea of calling something a purge law lets you think, well, all crime is legal. The purge law, like when you think of the movies. Right. And so like the idea is that advocates who want to, get away with not just the bail system, but also like our justice criminal, whatever system, who, you're like, it's broken, it needs to be fixed. Advocates are like, this is a step in the right direction to not have the prisons flooded with innocent people who can't afford to get out, who are just at the wrong place at the right.
And that's all, man. So here's the thing, because it's a slippery slope, because people love to compare other cases with their cases.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as they let someone go,
Mm-hmm.
they be like, "Oh, you let them go." So something very similar. It's like, people versus Twilla. If that case happened, well, we can let these people go because
it's not. It's a case by case scenario. That's the thing,
right? But
it still has to go through. If you say, if the defender is like, Your Honor, we really feel like this person does not belong on the streets, and this is the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have to go through that trial. It's not like all these people get to go home right now. It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
You're eliminating the idea of a process. You're eliminating the idea that people, because where does people in this system, like a Khalif Browder who was accused, but not guilty, where do they fall on this?
Right. So what I'm getting at is, yes, these people get to go through. The people that are actually stealing some Snickers, falsely accused, all these people, they get to go
That's
home.
the idea.
So yeah, that's the idea. But then somebody who actually did something is going to find something that's similar to theirs. Like, if you let him go, you got to let my guy go. It's going to be like that. It's going to be a lot of like, oh, this is very similar. This is
but what's the difference?
The
what's the difference in those people, the people who do those crimes and who get a bail, have the opportunity to be bailed out, and because they have money, they're on the streets? You're concerned about, it's the same crime.
Right.
It's the same crime, but because they can meet bail, they have the access to funds, they're off they're back on the streets. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So it's like we're going for equality and equity at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying you shouldn't be able to just go home because you're rich.
Right.
If you did a crime, let's do away with that cashless bail system.
Yeah.
Let's do away with the cash bail system. Let's be cashless at this point.
Right. I agree.
Riled me up.
All right, Joe, I'm trying to get you in.
Whew, he riled me up, Lord. He did it.
My guy Craig Smith came up in here for a second.
Hey, Craig.
Spicy original. Yeah.
But all that to say, Dion, you got me away from my original point.
What's your original point? My
original point is that we have these Facebook accounts or these media accounts who are now saying purge laws are now, Illinois now has a purge law. The idea when you hear the purge, you think about the movie where there was a certain amount of hours where crimes were legal. And so now you have people sharing this, man, they just made the purge law. This is real. Criminals finna be on the street. Mm-hmm. And what bothered me was the main platforms that used it. Mm-hmm. The main platforms that were reposting this were those platforms targeted to Black and brown people. Right. And so that's what I'm like, the media, we have to be careful. It's dangerous. Brilliant. And it informs how we care about ourselves and each other a lot of times.
Right, but honestly, when you hear information, I know you're gonna say the typical thing, but how often, the percentage of you actually looking up something? If you hear it on the news,
most people won't. Yeah,
right. It sucks because you feel like, oh, these are professional people. They said it on the news, so I'm almost certain that they figured it out. Oh my God!
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. There's a response. It's almost a responsibility on that platform.
Absolutely.
So DL Hughley's actual page to post that, maybe his idea was or whoever runs his page was this will be conversation.
He does say thoughts a lot of times.
Huh?
He does say thoughts a lot of times.
Yeah. But then at the same time, you have fans and people man, this is crazy. This is the new rule. Who's only reading those couple of slides that you put up.
Right. And we have to look at things on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook as the weather forecast. It's a 60% chance it's going to rain. You feel anything can happen, man. I heard what you said, but I can't be upset if this is a lie, because technically your opinion,
right?
Because I honestly, if I put up a bunch of jargon, throw in a white jacket, and say Dr. Twillz Lack, and that it can work.
And that mess is what happened during COVID.
Woo.
Everybody was like, all of a sudden, an expert on COVID. Well, actually, you don't have to wear masks because if you wear a mask, the way the mask covers your face, you're more at higher risk because of blah, blah, blah. And then everybody was like, well, I did my research. And your research can't be the YouTube video of somebody who failed high school science twice. I'm sorry.
I'm about to throw in a bunch of big words. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a green screen, throw me a white jacket, Dion. It's going to literally say Dion so-and-so. And at the very end, it's like, if you made it this far, you know that it's a lie. And it's like, hey, man, phonetically, scientifically, Black people cannot receive syphilis. Researchers have said in New York Times and blah, 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 this, and this. And that's the reason why our melanin
have little clips up and people be like, put the logos up.
Mm-hmm. All these little, things popping up, New York Times and stuff. Like, wow, this is informative. And at the end, it's like, and that is 100% a lie. But you was excited to share this.
Yeah.
But somebody clipped that mug off.
Yeah. You were on tape.
Mm-hmm.
You have to defend yourself. Like,
yeah.
I said, if you made it to the end, then you know it's a lie.
Mm-hmm. Fifi ain't no fact checker, man.
She a fact checker. Let Fifi fact check. You want to check? Let's fact check this real quick.
Go for it.
Did you know?
Here we go.
This is about, did you know that back in the day, like mid-19th century, like right around the Civil War, right before that period, before toilet paper was introduced in the United States? Well, I'm gonna let you guess. What do you think we used for toilet paper?
Our hands?
In some cases.
Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, in some cases people use their hands. Leaves. Some people would use like material and just wash it.
Yeah. Towels.
Also, the cob of a corn.
Already eaten?
Yeah, just the cob. Shucked.
So
all the
you've
stuff.
already eaten.
The kernels are already off. They had lots of these things around, and they apparently was really soft. And we just use it like if some people use grass, some people use corn cob. Just
who was that person that was holding on to that? Like, hey man, I want to keep using this. Like, I'm actually into this. This actually feels great.
So yeah, and then like and this was in the rural areas where they grew their own food and they had outhouses. So is actually very ecologically speaking.
Then what do you do with
good for the environment? Because if you're in an outhouse, you just put it in the hole.
And do you turn it?
You just turn it to the side and you use it you use it up and down, like not up and
down.
But
I'm saying, do you do like this? You turn it like this?
Yeah.
To get all around.
And then when you're done, you put it in the hole and it decomposes itself.
No, it don't decompose itself.
After
the cob dissolve.
Everything is
it's like a wood. It's like wood in there, right?
Which eventually decomposes.
Pun intended.
So they were doing that was very I was like recycle, reuse.
Just somebody today
repurpose.
They ain't get the internet. They was like, man, I'm into this. Hurry up with that corn. Are you finished eating it? I gotta drop a few loads off in here.
And then
that thing.
They said it was better to use that insteed of grass because there's still gaps in the grass. So you can still get on your hand. The corn cob.
But what if because you gotta sometimes you gotta double wipe. How many corn cobs?
I'm sure it's like a bucket of corn. It could be like, who used the last corn cob?
Hey, Junior, go out in the yard and give me some more corn on the cob. Make sure the corn is off the cob. I'm going through, and don't give me no half-ass ones either.
Oh man, bring me a bucket. I need more than one. Need more than one here.
I'm still going.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Amanda, how'd you know corn cobs? How'd you know? Man, that one kind of blew my mind.
I'm sure if you're doing like
Why
this,
is it this long though?
because
Why is it coming front to back?
Because I'm assuming that.
No, you're squatting.
Oh yeah,
you're squatting over the outhouse like the hole. Have you ever been in an outhouse?
No.
I'm from the country,
No,
y'all.
I never do outhouse.
I'm from the country. It's disgusting. But this is actually like I've done this in my travels. So an outhouse smells horrible, but it's a hole in the ground, huge hole in the ground, and you look straight down. It's like a wood shed, a small wood shed. So you're covered and you have protection, but then it's like this hole, and the hole always feels huge. Like I always feel like I could fall in it. And you squat. Don't wear a dress. It's hard in a dress, y'all. You gotta, and it's a squat over. Gotta do gotta have good knees. And then like the ones I've been in did have toilet paper. Had toilet paper. And you handle your business. So if you had like it smells so bad.
I know.
We need that chocolate.
Yeah.
That thing.
Bringing it back. Oh.
You need that thing to make your food smell like chocolate because it smells in there.
So what I was doing like this is because you're just wiping one side. So I'm assuming
you have to bring it back
like
around
this and then turn a little bit and then. Because you're not getting it all. You're not getting it all. Because I wipe great. I wipe great.
I believe you. I don't need you to convince me.
I'm great at that. So I'm thinking like if you're not touching if you're not hands on, with you just allowing the corn to do its thing, I'm sure you still walking around funky.
And then like, what if the corn wasn't like completely off the thing? So now you just got corn kernels stuck to your butt. Oh, people weren't taking showers regularly back then. That was just a lot. It's a lot.
And showers were probably one of the thing.
I mean, you go down by the river. You just got stuff traveling in the water.
I'd rather do that.
Poop in the water?
Yeah, I'll pull my pants all the way down and just sit there and just let
That's
the stream
your drinking
go.
water. Washing clothes in that water.
Right. I'd rather have a water.
Well, I got pink eye because I washed your washcloth in the river. Apparently somebody pooped in the water. Oh gosh.
Boy. I thank God my mom 1982 versus 1882.
I mean, for several reasons though. Being a Black person born in 1882 doesn't sound fun at all.
You know what, dude? 100 years from now, somebody be like, "Who? It was like that in 2022."
Yeah, I believe it. I hope it's that much better that they believe it.
So glad I'm born in 3005. You know what's funny about the 2000s is it's hard to
add 100 years, it becomes 2100.
No, it's hard to say what type of music you like because like I like the 90s, I like the 2000s. Do you say tens?
The odds? Oh no, it's the zeros and the tens. Yeah,
the tens.
The teens.
The tens has the best music because I think the tens the one that sounds the worst. You say I love me some 80s music. I love me some 90s music. People can say 2000s, but 2000 kind of blends in with 2010.
Yeah,
it's gonna sound.
Well, people say like early 2000s, 2010s.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
But would it be like or do you say the 20 teens?
20 teens?
Yeah,
it's gonna sound weird when people start like 40 years from now, like woo, back in the tens. I
think that's where the word teens came from. I think people always hated the word tens. Like you just can't say the tens. So what are we gonna call them? The teens?
The teens? Yo, good. The best music was the teens. That sounds like trash.
I'm sorry.
That is trash.
What would you say?
I would have to skip over. I'm gonna have to include 2000s up until 20 to 19. The 2000s has some good music. Like when you say teens or tens sound like trash. Like back in the tens, because it sounds great when you say back in the 90s, we had good music. Back in the 70s, fantastic music.
We'll be like back in the 20s.
Yeah, I mean we haven't got there yet because we haven't experienced it.
I mean,
but we already passed the tens.
Yeah.
So It's not. It doesn't even sound right when you say back in the tens.
I feel like the word "ots" came later, or maybe they used it. Maybe they used it in the early 1900s too. The "ots." That's how they describe the 2000. The what you call the 2000s.
The ots. Why it's called the ots?
I don't know. I feel like I'm saying the ops too.
Right,
let's find out the ots.
Kid clip. The 10, the 20s.
The ots.
Smell like chocolate.
Not the arts.
You got that pun. You got that clickbait in the beginning. Well, we did actually make sense of it. Kid clip. There's a pill that makes your poo smell like chocolate. Look it up if you don't believe me. Spice Original. How do you say music from 2010 to 2019? How do you say, yo, if some kid grew up in high school in tens and in 10s to 19 was their year, you say, oh man, the 10s?
I'm ready for this history lesson. Are we ready for this history lesson?
Go for the history lesson.
The aughts is a way of referring to the decade 2000 to 2009 in American English. The equivalent term is in British English is called the noughties.
Ooh.
These arise from the use of alt and naught, respectively, both meaning zero. So, alt.
But the alts.
And
but the alts music?
The alts or the noughties.
I want to hear some old school alts. R&B alts. Some alts R&B.
That's good. That's good R&B.
Yeah, I just saw this notification. Was like, no, look it up, man. Look it up, Kid Clip. Kid Clip. Every time I say I'm gonna do that, Kid Clip.
I'm looking at how to refer to the 2010 decade.
Yeah.
The 2010s, pronounced 2010s, shortened to the tens, also known as the tens, spelled out, or more rarely, the teens. Refers to the period of 2010 to 2019.
Early 10s? Yeah, man, I met my wife early 10s. It was early 10s?
The 2010s. Yep.
The
Spicy knew it.
The what? 2010s?
Yep.
Ooh, man, we had some. We had
a time.
Man, we had a time in the 2010s. Some old person in the sick from 2060. Like, man, the 2010s?
It's gonna be us. It's gonna be extremely old.
Good time. 2010s.
2010s? Nah, I remember the aughts. Aughts was good.
Ooh,
good old days.
Goddamn aughts. Because everything after 20 sounds great.
Yeah, it's 20s, 30s, 40s.
Yeah. But yeah. Because if you go back to like history, when they say 1900, no one, we just kind of blow by it. Like, yeah, it was 1900 something.
And they'd be like, early 18th century.
Yeah, they say early
1900s.
Yeah, and they just associate that 20 years.
And then they go to 20s, and then
right. Yeah. I always say this. I joke about this all the time, and I'm like, I want a 90s party for my birthday. Everybody get excited. Yay! I'm like 1890s. I want that old
Reformation. That would have been lit though, low key. Where Black people was like senators and stuff, like right out of slavery.
What?
The Reformation period?
I'm not familiar. I don't know.
Like right after slavery, there was a period where, like, of course, we became sharecroppers and stuff. But because it was like, hey, all men are created equal, Black people, there's a period of time where Black people are able to vote in states like Louisiana and Mississippi.
How do you make it into a party?
Listen,
I hear you give me a history lesson. I'm trying to find that does sound fun. I
mean, we could like put on like the garb that they wore. Like, you imagine a newly elected Black person who was a slave now is a senator, and they coming in like, what type of drip they wearing?
Yeah, is it like half slave pants with a suit jacket?
No, they're just wearing top hats and stuff.
You said a used to be slave,
yeah,
and now they're a senator. What is that? What is the hybrid of that outfit?
The hybrid of that
barefooted
outfit? Maybe barefoot, because they got accustomed to it. Like, them shoes too tight. I'm not wearing them. I'm here for a Reformation party, you know.
What are we talking about? Did y'all speak on Chaz Candy Rain reaction. No, I haven't.
I didn't see Chad's Candy Rain reaction. What he do?
He's saying Candy Rain is trash. The song.
The song Candy Rain is trash?
Lyrically.
Can you stand the rain? Can you?
No, that's
Oh.
That's a whole different song.
Oh yeah.
You combined two songs.
I did.
Missy and New Edition.
No. Can you stand the rain?
Still, that's
I'm saying. I know you said Missy. I didn't.
You said, "Can you stand the rain?" That's how you said.
I didn't. But Candy Rain. What's it? That's the
Candy Hole and Rain.
Oh yeah, that song is terrible lyrically.
Candy Rain.
Because I listened to that song. I don't know what they're talking about, but this was a bop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were kids.
Yeah. I knew the difference between Can You Stand the Rain and Candy Rain, guys. Clearly.
Thank you, Moyo. You get what I'm trying to say. I want a slavery party. Hey, Twillz and Lack. And Twillz, I rocking a jean jacket now, too.
Hey!
Hey!
I like the good
I got a jean jacket up under the t-shirt. I was just cold. It's a short sleeve jean jacket.
Short sleeve jean jacket.
Yeah,
wow.
In the collar.
I got to see this.
Yeah, it's a one piece and it
snaps. Oh, okay.
I have it on backwards like crisscross.
It's doing a lot.
Yeah.
Doing a lot there.
Yeah. I'm actually curious to know who has the record of the most like followers that have they're supporting the most Patreons. It's like, somebody that's like, I follow Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and I'm paying $5. Like you following 35 people? You're a great supporter.
$5 a month.
Yeah.
I don't got cable though.
That's funny. That's funny.
Make little sacrifices to support the arts.
Yeah, I definitely once I get to a place of consistency, I definitely feel like we start a Patreon. But I'm living on a client availability, which I need to kind of take control of my life and just kind of
go ahead and hire your assistant. I think it's time. I was kind of looking at like just where we are in life, and I was like, it kind of feels like we're on this cusp, this bubble that's about to burst, and just I think things like that will help with life. But now we're getting too personal for the people here.
Yeah.
Anything else before we wrap it up here?
No. I think we've tapped out tonight. I will be filling out a bunch of scholarships for my daughter. We will be not filling out, but applying to a bunch of scholarships to get my baby into some. Not get too in, but get her some money.
Get some money for the schools, that and college applications. I don't miss that.
Yeah.
I don't miss that. So
I missed it in high school, as in I didn't do it at all. And and my mom was like, "You didn't fill out nothing? Mom, you didn't tell me." I was like, "I told you." Like, "Mom, what you my mama? You supposed to put a foot on my neck."
My mom would be like, "So how are your applications going?"
Yeah.
You ain't done it?
Yeah.
But she found out I haven't filled it out for
How much money did you make? How much money did you get?
Oh, not a lot.
Not a lot?
I got stuff like books and certain things covered, but I think I was like a smart average student. So it wasn't like an abundance of it. And then my parents at the time were making bank, so it wasn't that many financial based financial based ones. I was fortunate my parents paid my undergrad, so. But I did have like a couple of thousand here, a couple of hundred here. I just always kept applying for anything that would help.
Have you ever thought like maybe teachers are dialing back their standards of education? I'll be looking at some of the questioning. I'm like, this seems pretty easy. It's like, how? I'm not taking away my daughter's 4.01. I'm thinking like
02, get it right.
02. I'm not taking that away from them. I was reading like some of her homework. I was like, this is run over the sentence right here. Like, this is, it's like, she got 2 of these wrong. I was like, maybe it's a lot of dumb students in this school. Well, and this was like, well, this is the best we can do right here with these people.
I also think like it's depending on what the assignment is and what level they're judging it, like grading it to. But like teachers has to do so much, like so much that like if it comes down to grading papers and all the other stuff they have to do, like maybe there is some give somewhere. So I want to say that. On the same hand, after COVID, you had a lot of teachers quit.
Yeah.
So you might just have Joseph off the street who don't really know like that. Like, right. So you might, but for what the teachers are doing now, like they ain't paid enough.
I'm also gonna say this, dude. I'm gonna need for my children's teachers to have no goals. I'm gonna need for teaching be your last result. I don't need for you to be a teacher. I don't need for you to be an inspiring singer or rapper. I need teaching to be your final destination. I don't need for you to be like, hey, man, I got to hurry up. I got an audition. No, I need you to focus on the education of my children. I don't care about your side jobs, man.
If they were paying teachers what teachers deserve and not asking them to be babysitters, therapists, crisis managers, now security with, their own gun toting selves. Like if you weren't asking teachers to do all that, then ask them that be their primary goal makes sense. But ain't nobody trying to be all that for the next 20, 30 years in life.
No, I mean, this is a very important person in someone's life.
Absolutely. Teachers are amazing.
Very important. Like imagine if your pastor was like, it's not my actual passion. I actually want to learn how to create this app. It's called it's a dating app.
If it doesn't,
that's my passion.
If it does not interfere,
stop it.
I'm trying to be a devil's advocate. Yes, I get it. You want that person to be passionate about education. I'm just saying, I also want them to be able to thrive in an environment that allows them to be passionate for education.
No. Like I'm actually
teachers are absolutely stressed.
Whose fault is that? They need to get therapy then.
They can't afford it.
I mean, honestly, I really do feel like teachers should be equivalent to the rate of athletes.
100.
Yeah.
Like teachers should be hyped up. You be like, yo, we just recruited so-and-so from Stanford. She has, she's doing all this research in this level. She has, top GPA, Phi Gamma, whatever the top sorority is for academics. And, she just wrote this thesis paper that's amazing on how the classroom should be for the children. You should be excited that your school just recruited that teacher. And yes, she's on $1 million contract for the next 5 years. Hopefully she'll renew. Like that would be amazing.
I'm actually curious to know who's the highest paid teacher.
Yeah, that's a good question.
In the world.
Probably like at a private school.
Like, man, like who's the LeBron James of teaching? That's like, man, she is. Anytime you go through her, I'm choking myself out. Anytime a student go through her, she just taps into how they supposed to learn, and she makes the adjustment to all the type of.
I mean, they have like teachers of the year and stuff. That's kind of like that because it starts out like the school level, like grade level, and then school level, district, and then like you have like that. I've just read about this teacher who was like teacher of the year in like 2019 or something. And 2018, 2019, COVID comes up, changes everything. Teaching gets really, really difficult. By 2021, this dude is no longer a teacher.
I quit.
Yeah. Anyway, up here, we're going to continue our conversation with our people here in the comment section. If you want to get in on that action, make sure you follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Click that notification bell. You'll see when we go live. Follow us from updates on Facebook. Until next time.
Also, if you just tuning in on a late notice, we are on our second set of our podcast. It's not done. It is not complete. this is a teaser of our second podcast lounge area. You can smell the April maple wood, the scent of lavender and tobacco in this adjacent set across from us. Yeah, this is another rentable space for LT Studios. If you would like to join or be a part of our community, please DM, inbox, text, and join us and ask for some rates. And we will have 4 cameras, 4 mics ready for you to get your content out to the world.
And look professional.
Yes.
And have a nice vibe, a nice set.
Yes.
Come through. It's going to be nice.
Yes. So with that being said, toodaloo from yours truly, Twillz and Lack. This is Rack. You want the sign off?
It was like the news sign off. Oh my gosh.
Yo, Moyo.
Lost the shoe.
Yeah, watch it. Slow down.
I lost the whole shoe.
Slow down.
Just the shoe.
Slow down. All right, let's see what we're talking about here. Yeah. Why my uncle took on early retirement. Did you turn it off first?
No.
Twilla.
But
Did you press stop first?
yes.
Okay.
I know.
So that throws everything off.
Oh.
And then turn up the monitor as well. Why are you coming for my app development, Dion? I'm teachers. My kiddos, everything I know. That's too ironic. That's too ironic, man. Too ironic. That's too ironic. I was not coming for her. I was trying to think of something that is informative, but my bad, Moyo. Damn it, yo. And you a teacher too, Moyo? Teaching, not teachers. I'm not an English teacher. Oh. Yeah, you missed it, Candace. You missed it. Candace. Oh man, yeah, you missed it, man. We were giving out prizes. I was asking for Cash Apps and Venmos. I was giving out. I think I gave Moyo $100. I gave Fifi $300 because she won the contest. Yeah, you missed out, man. Spice Original got $600. You just missed it, man. I'm so sorry, Candace. We had a good time. You know, I'm broke now, so maybe next time if you get the notifications, you should jump on and be a part of the gift giving. That's funny because my mom's a music teacher and does a singing gig, music lessons on the side. No, I mean, if she's a music teacher, she's still a part of her career. I'm talking about something totally different. Like I'm bothered about like teachers that are they're English teacher, but then you be like, hey man, I seen you on Law and Order. Yeah, man. I'm trying to build my resume up, man. I'm trying to be trying to be the next Denzel Washington. I'm like, bro, you trying to build your career, but you just kind of like allowing you're just kind of lackadaisical about the education of my child. Like you're not even like grading her efficiently. I need you to be fully focused on the information that you're providing for my child. Like I don't want you at nights working on your script. You should be working on, unless you have an assistant.
Lesson plans.
Yeah, lesson plans and homework and seeing if it was efficient and stuff. I don't need you to be like working on a script to some. Yeah, unless you, like I said, if you have an assistant that's doing all that, you actually pay for an assistant that is reading the homework and checking the questions and all that stuff. My
brother, who's an actor, is also a substitute teacher, and he's absolutely the guy that you don't want to be like. Like Bryant is brilliant. Bryant is smart. He can help you in science, history. He knows random stuff They've tried to hire him as a full-time teacher several times.
I get it.
And Brian's just like, nope.
Yep, I get it.
He's like, I go to class, I can get on Netflix and I'll just watch the students. The teacher left an assignment.
Yep.
He was like, kids don't want to
Easy
listen.
Work. Easy work. Ain't my responsibility. Ain't my responsibility. Fifi is not all lies. Don't make her feel bad. I think it was $300 I gave you. I was telling Candace Muhammad we was giving out money before she came. Candace Muhammad just came in here.
Candace.
Yeah, we was giving out mad money, man. It was a good time. Good time. I was asking a couple of questions, and Spicy was like, "Yeah, it's B." I was like, "Cool. Give me your Cash App, $300." Fifi was like, "Yo, can I get something?" I was like, "Answer this question." Gave us a question. Gave her the money. Boom. Moyo was like, "Yo, can I participate?" Like, absolutely. I only got $100 left. Boom, $100.
That's what happened.
That's what happened, man. So, but Candace, that's what you gotta chime in. We've been in here an hour and a half, so you gotta chime in. When you see a notification, you gotta stop what you're doing and just click on so we get the viewership. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, one day that's gonna be exactly.
Ain't no one day. It happened today.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
You turn that light up, or one or two. Turn it off. Teaching involves more heart than brains. I feel that wholeheartedly. Some really smart people that are trash teachers.
Yeah.
That's a fact, Moyo. I missed that money. Yeah, man. I must have sent it to the wrong person. Let me check and see, Moyo. Let me see. Yeah, I sent it to Moesha West. Damn it. Well, anyway, I'm blessing somebody, so we good. We good. I'm still waiting on my paperclip and Twizzlers. Hey, let me check on that one right now. Let me see. Twizzlers. They sent it back. They sent it back, Mario. The Twizzlers and paperclip. Yep. I gotta check the return to sender box.
Got an outstanding list of things.
Yeah. So I would say about 7-8 months ago, I was doing the hip hop trivia. Why is it like some hip hop trivia? And Moyo was getting a bunch of answers right, and I said, whoever get this right, I send them a bag of Twizzlers.
She sent your address and everything, and you just ain't.
No, she ain't seen that. She ain't that crazy. Cause I'll show up myself.
With the bag of
Moyo,
Twizzlers?
Moyo know I'm crazy. I'll show up. Hey, how you doing? Here's your Twizzlers and paperclip.
I hope you don't go through something one day and you actually show up somebody's house and they use this as evidence to say that.
This is what he said. I told you he was crazy, y'all. Candace going rewind this like Candace gonna be like, let me go back over here. It was a private chat, man. It was a private chat, Spicy. Sheesh, calm down. You know what I'm talking about, Spicy. I send it to you via Instagram, so pipe down. You ain't gotta do that much information. Fifi, thank you, love. Thank you. I'm out here trying to sell to the community. I sell cocaine to the community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, stuff that they're going to use
what
as reasons that you can't be cashed out.
No, so when I say cocaine, I mean 2 walking canes. So it's a cocaine. It's 2 canes. It's cocaine. All right. Yeah, that was months ago. I need that money. Yo, Spicy original, man. If you know me, that is my all-time favorite line when it comes to cash. Frankie, I need this money. I said, yo, I have no sympathy for your face. I laughed wholeheartedly at her.
Yo, we're going to talk about Woman King next time because I'm going to go see it tomorrow. Moyo said that's why she's tardy to the party. I hear it's good, but I'm trying to manage my expectations, keep it at bay so that I can feel all the feels. You know what I mean?
All the feels.
What was that?
I would like to eat your kidneys with some fiber beans. What do you say?
You're weird sometimes. I'm in a bind, Nate.
Some other time. Are you just gonna text too?
I just got an email that the Amazon package is here. I don't know if you need it still.
What's the Amazon package?
The converter. for the hard drive. The actual one that go in the computer.
Oh, I know you ordered it.
Yeah.
How much it cost?
I got a pack of 4. It's like $7.
Oh, that's easy work. We keep it.
Okay.
I'm talking to DC Urban right now.
Yes, don't say anything. I need to know.
What?
For the Woman King.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Everyone
We're gonna go see it with
loves
his
it, man.
siblings tomorrow. And afterwards we're gonna go and have
Cocaine.
some Cameroonian food. Because I was craving Cameroonian food and we know what spot.
Yeah, Silence of the. That title always makes me laugh. What is it? What are you doing? What is this about? Why are you blinking like that? Oh, that's funny. Oh, I mean, I was like, what was that about? Silence of the Lamb is so silly. I have no idea what that means. That's such a brilliant title we just ignored. What does that mean? What does Silence of the Lamb mean? Don't look it up.
No, I was gonna say it's been a minute since I.
It's not like a lamb is loud. Is lamb synonymous with being loud?
Dan.
But
thanks, Moyo. Thank you, girl.
Because if it's synonymous with being loud, I get it. It was like, let me silence this loud object. But if it's like silence of the banshee, right? Banshees are normally loud.
But it's also like lamb is innocent and sweet and pure. Jesus, if you will.
Yo. Jesus is the Son of God. Oh, son of what is it?
Jesus
Son of
is
Lamb?
the Lamb.
Jesus is the Lamb.
The Lamb of God. The
Lamb of God. So if lambs are typically the ones that need to be sacrificed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Silence of the Lamb. Let's break this down.
I wish I'd seen the movie recently.
I don't know what it means. Because if the lamb was a sacrifice, so somebody in that movie was a sacrifice. Because in biblical term, you made a sacrifice to prove that this was their tithes. So to it won't say silence though. They won't use the word silence. Wait, what are you doing?
Nothing.
You trying to look it up?
Mm-mm. Y'all, before I let you go, Dion, if this is embarrassing to you, let me know. Twillz and Lack falls asleep about like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And that's usually the time that I get off work and I'm able to do some work. So he sleeps.
So you blaming this on me?
Listen, no, I'm just saying. He sleep while I'm working. So he fell asleep earlier this week. He fell asleep. I asked him a question because I had to send something to a client and I wanted his opinion before I sent it to the client. He was asleep. So I said, hey, Dion, do you want to see this before I send it over? And he said, man, it's like cornflakes or Frosted Flakes. What's the difference between cornflakes and Frosted Flakes? And he said it so clear. I know sometimes he sleep, but he said it so clear and with such conviction that I was like, this means something. This actually, he's trying to tell me something. So I kept saying, what? And he was like, he repeated it. It's the difference. It's the difference between cornflakes and Frosted Flakes? I was like, what are you saying? And he was like, it's the last frame. When you look at the frame, and I was like, okay, but what are you talking about? And then I just kind of let it go. And then I tried one more time, and he brought up the same thing. He was same thing. So I was like, this means something, and I'm just missing it. You don't understand. Like sometimes when Deanna and I have a miscommunication, like we realize we're not speaking on the same level. Like Deanna will be like, what do you think I'm trying to say? Or what did you hear? And so I was like, clearly this is a moment that I didn't hear something. Or he's sleepy.
So So
you had to pop back in
because I gotta make my point clear. Twilla is synonymous for trying to make me feel stupid while I'm sleeping.
Wow. I'm not trying to make you feel. How would make you feel
because
stupid?
Clearly I'm asleep. Clearly I'm asleep. I fell asleep, and you be like, "Hey, Dion," I'm like, "What?" Like, dude, I just got in my slumber. And I remember you asking questions, and I was pissed.
He was pissed.
I was pissed.
He was pissed.
And in my brain, I don't know what I was looking at. And I heard you, laughing, and that made me more upset.
Because I was like, what?
I'm like, stop playing. Listen to me.
The cornflakes. The last frame of the cornflakes.
I'm like, ha, 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 laugh all you want. But you understand.
But I really was, because that doesn't happen all the time. It happens enough, but it doesn't happen all the time. The first time.
It was so real. Like, hold on, man. I gotta stay here. Because I remember like, dude, stop playing with me. You understand what I'm trying to say. I remember I don't even know what it was about. I don't remember what it was about, but I remember it was something about cornflakes. And I heard like, so Dion. I'm like, stop playing. It's not funny. Just understand what I'm trying to say so I can get some sleep. I just need to know, what are you talking about, Dion? Oh, here we go, man. And I was like, the next day she's like, what were you talking about? I was like, oh man.
And you got mad at me for asking.
I got mad for you to ask next. Like, it was like clearly you knew I was not in the right state.
So my whole thing, because I was like, I'm going to ask him tomorrow what he's talking about, because I actually might be missing something here.
No idea. If you kept talking and telling me what I said, I could probably make sense of it.
Moyo said I would have had a whole convo and figured the wrong thing out. The thing is, Dion's conversations when he's sleeping, it does sound like he's coming out of anesthesia. Not every time, but I think it's like he hits that REM sleep really fast.
Oh boy.
And then he comes out, and you remember we had Thanksgiving one year at my old apartment?
Yeah.
And I think Naya and Danette and whoever was there. Yeah. And then you woke up. You were asleep, but we were having a conversation with you. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what that conversation was, but Naya still has a good laugh about that. Like, she's like, it was like.
It's nothing like somebody, you're half in sleep, half out, and you're trying to answer a question as soon as possible so you can go back to sleep. And you start to realize, like, are they making fun of me? Or she's making fun of me. And it's like, okay. Is a place where you like, yes, I said something wrong, but let me explain to you how I got here. And by trying to explain it, it's just like, it's something like, it's like Big Bird has always been green. What bird you have never seen green? What bird have you ever seen green? So it was like Big Bird. Listen, Big Bird has always been green, right? It's a big bird that comes out the trash can. He's always angry. He's like, no, that's Oscar. It's a bird. It's a bird.
And y'all, it's the passion and conviction that he's talking about, that's how he'll come, and then he'll fall back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. But if you say something that makes sense, like, that's Oscar the Grouch, Dion. He was not a bird. What grouch is it? What bird is living in the trash can? Dion, you're talking about Big Bird. Big Bird is yellow. He's green. He lives in the trash can. I flip it. He lives in the trash can. Dion, you just said Big Bird. I never said Big Bird. I said, I'm like,
yo.
Oh my God, you just making me upset.
So the lesson that I learned is that I should not be doing work and asking his input after the hours of 8 p.m. It is.
I don't sleepwalk. No. I don't.
Hey, Latanya, that's my big sis right there.
That's a LaShonda.
It says Latanya Stevens. What are you playing?
Oh, I see that one right there, LaShonda. Yeah.
How do you know that you don't sleepwalk? You don't know if you sleepwalk.
You're right. Do you know you sleepwalk?
No, I don't know. My sister would tell me.
You're right.
If she saw me. I don't know. I'll just ask you. That would be wild.
That would be wild. To wake up and have like a whole meal. Like, why every morning I'm waking up full? That is terrifying.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta keep. Oh man, that is terrifying.
You watching Moon Knight?
Watching yourself like making eggs.
Set stuff on fire.
Like, why is my neck on fire?
Wow.
God, that's terrifying.
Deion's just, I think he's just aggressive on accident.
No, anybody can be angry if you're being woken up, right?
Yeah.
Right. So when I'm asleep, you're like, hey, Deion, I just finished this client's project. Let me know if I should send it or not. I'm like, I trust you. Well, this is your client, Deion.
If you just said I trust you, it'd be fine.
But like
on things on fresh edits, especially if I had a deadline and it's something on a fresh edit, like I'm supposed to send this out tonight, but you will be like, why'd you leave it that color? Like you'll have notes like that. And so I'm like, I'm nervous about sending it out without having his eye on it. And I know this is the thing I have to do before I leave.
Yeah.
Like it kind of leaves me like, well, I'm gonna just send it out, and then he's gonna be like, "Why'd you do that? Why didn't you fix that?"
I blame you for not having it done before I go to sleep.
I have a full-time job.
I got nothing.
Most people do get irritated. Most people do get irritated when they're asleep. I agree, Fifi. I'm just like a person that is more productive in the evenings anyway. So like, I feel like if I'm up at 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. doing work, then so should. And I know you do this all day. Mm-hmm. And so by time 8 rolls around, you're like, I put in.
Tap out.
I've put in a 12. So.
You know the worst is, and this is my first time telling Twillz this, the worst is being snuggled up on the couch, enjoying your slumber. Twill's like, all right, I'm heading out. I typically walk around because my neighborhood is not the best neighborhood. That's the worst because you're just a walking zombie. You're a zombie.
There's definitely been times where I was like, he just watched TV. Like I just put my computer up and I'd be like, I'ma just go. Like,
so because yeah,
I'ma just leave. I'll risk it. It's fine.
I of course I'm a man. I'm a gentleman to walk her out, but I know my neighborhood is not the best neighborhood, and people get mugged and cars get broken into. She's a woman, and I would not want that on my conscience. Like, man, the day I didn't walk her out. But it's nothing like having to, you're under the covers.
Like, yo, 100.
What?
She's like, Twillz was like, I'm gonna head out. All right, I'm gonna head out. I do. Like that night with the cornflake incident, the cornflake versus frosted flake incident, you got up to walk me out, and I think you tripped. And I was like, you know what? I should have just let her stay asleep.
I was drunk.
I should have just let this man.
I was drunk, yo. Not in real life, but I was like, it's nothing like, hey, it's time to go. I'm like, oh God.
Because like once I finish my work, like I'm done with my work, I will put up the computer, and I'm a head out. That's my SpongeBob moment.
So if you just to kind of understand what we usually do, I usually take pictures, photos, and headshots of people, and then Twillz is usually doing the Photoshop. This is essentially my client. This is my work being sent to him. So a lot of times I'm like, "You're good at this, Twillz." I 100% agree with you. Sleeping, I'm thinking like, dude, you're good at this. You've never failed me down. You've never failed me. Just go ahead. But a sane Dion is like, let me make sure I'm happy with this. So when you send it to the client, this is a representation of me. But a sleepy Dion is like, come on, man. Why would I care? Why would I care how it looks? You've always been the person that done the Photoshop. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I don't know how to do it. Just send it, man. Just send it. But then the next day I'm like, why'd you send this? Why? Her hair is blah, blah, blah. Her shirt is this.
Just wake up and finish, right, Latonya? That's why.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Dion has always been like, I'm gonna get my sleep. Good night.
Man, because when you're waking up to do work, you're still not saying. You can be like, you're like this.
Why?
Let's see. It looks good. It's good. You good? You happy with it? Would you be having okay? Go. That's how I feel. Now next day I'm like, you sent this to her? You gotta wake me up, man. You gotta wake me up.
You would say some mess like that.
You gotta wake me up for this type of stuff, man.
I'm just mad. Just vented to my therapist, like. And then he said, you should wake me up. He don't know what he wants. Oh, man. So, on that.
Oh, our first Facebook person.
Yeah.
I didn't peep it.
Peep it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess on that note, you said you got to do the scholarship application.
Yes, 6:00. Me and my baby is doing some scholarship stuff. 10 minutes. So we should be there now in some time.
Yeah. And on that note, I do have a lot of work to do, and I will discuss it with him tomorrow because by the time I'm finished, he's going to be asleep. So.
Wow. Nice callback.
Anyway, thanks for rocking with us, people. Next weekend? We do this next weekend?
It's up to you, yo.
My schedule has been a lot more flexible, hasn't it?
Yeah.
See?
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
We can do this every day if you want to.
Every day. Yeah, let's do it.
Get the numbers up.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, then.
All right. Every day.
Every day. Every day this week. If it doesn't happen, y'all, it's Dion's fault. But tomorrow we're logging on and trying that little egg situation that somebody said Mr. Wizard did.
100%.
Yep. I'm testing that.
Let me ask y'all this. Because I'm arguing with my friend on this post right here.
Oh, Lord.
Here we go. Do y'all say tight?
I'd be like, it's tight.
No one says tight.
Not
literally. Ooh, that's tight.
No, nobody says that.
No one says that no more, right?
It's old.
So can y'all please, on my latest Instagram post, chew my friend out, Ebony, and side with me. No one says tight when they're excited about something. Hey man, that's tight. That's tight.
Yeah. Like if it's a
sick, fire, dope.
Yeah.
No one says tight no more.
I just say it like if it's a stressful situation, I'm like, ooh, that's tight. That's tight on me. But that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't use it.
Not in a praising moment.
Yeah, nah. But maybe she'll bring it back. Whatever.
Then we're gonna bring back busted, sporty, sharp. Oh, that's sharp.
Neat. My mommy says neat.
Oh, that's neat.
She's like, it's neat. I like that. I like that too. Anyway, guys, again, have a good night. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. And when are you watching Woman King?
I don't know. Great question.
Okay. Maybe not talk about Woman King, but we're gonna talk about it this week. Until then, peace out. Good night. Bye, Latanya. Bye, LaShonda. Bye, Fifi. Bye, Moyo. Bye, Candace. Who else is here? Bye, Spicy. You know who was not here? Zupper. Zupper was not here. But other than that, bye, y'all.